Punchline.
Another episode of Fighting for the Punchline. Today's premise will be abortion. And right now I only have one idea for a joke. Sometimes I hear the argument against abortion is, well, no, okay, I never hear this. What if Jesus was aborted? You know, because Jesus is so great. I think he'd be fine because in 3 days later he'd probably just, you know, his fetus would reappear, I guess, right? And that's not really a joke. I don't know, I could say that on stage, but let me try to think of some other ideas about abortion. I'm not sure how to phrase it yet, but I think it'd be funny if, like, I start out by talking about, you know, if maybe, I should have been born a woman or something like that. Guy point of view things could be like, you know, I'll have my own breasts or something like that. Kind of like a male perspective thing. But lean it towards the other way where it's like, you know, because I've always wanted to kill somebody, and if I was a woman, I would be allowed to legally. Which is kind of it seems like a, you know, pro-life stance, but I think of it more as just a joke. Abortion. Maybe even like a spin-off of the first thing I mentioned could be like a story about Mary where, like, what if the truth behind, like, the truth behind God put, like, you know, Jesus and Mary because she's a virgin or whatever, and, you know, she's trying to get an abortion, like what I already said about, you know, 3 days it'll come back, and she just kept trying to have an abortion over and over again, and it just, you know, Jesus was a stubborn fetus, so he just kept coming back over and over again, so eventually she just gave up and was like, ugh, whatever. Another name for Jesus that people might not know. Maybe just absurd things to say about an abortion. You know, let's have a fun abortion or something like that. We had a good time at the abortion clinic. Maybe other terms for an abortion. Reverse pregnancy. Misconception. I once had a plant that I took care of for months and months. And, you know, I wanted it to grow, and it was growing pretty fine. And then I realized that I didn't like this plant anymore. I didn't want to have to take care of this thing all the time, so I just threw it away, and that was the end of that. So it was, you know, my problem was solved. Anybody never done that? Yeah. Yeah, it's just not the same as an abortion, I guess. Something innocuous and then something shocking like that. I'll call this episode a bit about abortion. Just a bit. That's all, boy. Okay, I just thought of this. So what if, you know, people always talk about, you know, if I could go back in time, I'd kill Hitler, or like, you know, I'd stop Hitler from being born or something like that. Well, now you know how, you know, people who get abortions feel. It's like, you know, I could raise this thing and fuck it up, and then, you know, this would be bad for the world. But let me just nip this in the bud. Everyone agree that this is a good idea? Maybe that's not the best argument for abortion, but yeah, it's a little extra. Anyway.